Maureen Azzato. I am the producer for Field Service Palm Springs, and I'm thrilled to have with me here today Fabio Raffone, who is VP of Service Operations America, or the Americas for Tetra Pak. And he is our keynote speaker for day 2 at Palm Springs on April 23rd. And I'm very excited about his topic, which we're going to get into a little bit more in detail, but it's on a new generation of leaders, and he's going to give us his take on what's happening in Tetra Pak and how they're, adapting to this new world order. Before we do that, I'd like to ask you, Fabio, to tell us a little bit about your role at Tetra Pak and your career path as you came into VP of Customer Service quite recently, no?
Very good. Thanks a lot for having me. So my role in Tetra Pak is the VP of Customer Service Operations, as you said, Americas. So it's for the region North, Central, and South America, a company that is Tetra Pak. So in my team, there are 700 plus people dealing with maintenance, with training, with what we call expert services. So all kinds of services at our customer site on behalf of Tetra Pak, of course. I have been with the company 17 years. I'm Italian. I work in Italy, in Brazil, in US, then back to Italy, and now I'm back to US again for my second time. So I'm based in Denton, Texas. And before that, I was with a customer. So I started my career with Nestle. So I transitioned from a customer to a supplier, and then in all the different countries that I mentioned.
That must give you a nice perspective, right? Having sat on both sides of the table.
It helps a lot. And actually, with Tetra Pak in Modena, we deal more with research and development and global perspective, while in the region we deal more with customers. So looking at the 3 perspective is even better. Looking customer, then supplier close to customer or supplier close to research and development.
So let's move on to your topic, which your title of your topic is Red Carpet Ambition. Creating an effective service culture of the future with new leadership approaches. Our research clearly shows that there's a new generation of leaders coming into field service. You clearly are one of those young leaders who are coming up as the other older generation is retiring. Tell us about your experience there and what exactly you mean by red carpet ambition.
Absolutely. So our ambition is not only to do the services from a technical point of view, but to provide a full experience to our customers. So to the Nestle, the Coke, the Pepsi, and all the other big customers we serve with our machinery we install at their site, and then we maintain. So and it's not only about the maintenance event as such, it's everything. So basically the way I see it is I divide every supplier, and you can relate to any, or even a small supplier you have home for any service, into. There are the one that you welcome with the red carpet. You know they will arrive, they know they will do the service, and then when they leave, everything will work perfectly. Right? And then there are all the other suppliers. You can call it whatever you like, but they are not the opposite of the red carpet. They will touch your equipment, they will leave, and then you will have all sorts of problems. You don't know what they did. They didn't inform you from a communication point of view. They didn't help you understanding when your equipment will be up and running. And if there are problems, they didn't keep you informed. So what we want to be is always the red carpet supplier, which is much more fun, and it is providing much more value to our customers. So we want our customer to see the value and to welcome us with the red carpet. This is in a nutshell. Of course, behind all this, that there is a lot. The main message is it's not only the technical skills. So it's very important, the technical skills. Our equipment are very high cutting edge technology. So you need to be very advanced as an engineer to work, and you need to know a lot of things. But it's not only the technical skills. It is also the way that we are approaching the customer, communicating with the customer, and in this context, customer is internal customers and external customers, in order to make sure that the entire service is handled in the best possible way and the value is maximized.
Yeah, excellent. And there's been a lot of reorganization at Tetra Pak, right? With some of these new leaders coming up. What have the positive impacts, and then what have been some of the challenges?
Yeah. So there are, as any company, many changes, and we are an innovative company, so the changes are welcome. It's not to be seen as negative, right? So but there are also the company values that are staying throughout the years, and I'm very aligned with the company values. And even part on our mission is that we protect food, people, and the planet. Okay, we are making food safe and available everywhere, and then we protect food, people, and the planet. So it is part of our core values that we work with people. We work to protect the food and the planet. So it's a very important ambition. So, and it's been there for the last many years, right? So this is there. Then how do you do it? It can evolve, it can change, it can be a little bit different. The way I see it is very aligned with what Richard Bernson was saying, that you don't take care about the client first. You actually take care about your employees first, and you let them taking care about the customer. So all the carpet and all the leadership style I see around me, it's very much in this direction. You take care about your employee, and then you put them in the condition to take care about your customer as a consequence.
Yes, it's a great ambition, and it's a great way for a company to work. So thank you for that. What are you hoping that the attendees, other service leaders like you, will take away from your presentation?
So I'm aimed to be very transparent in everything we have done. And if somebody is coming, trying to find the silver bullet, no, this will not be the case. Every time you need to drive a change, especially if you have a big team of 700 plus people, plus a number of variety of customers in many different regions and countries, there will not be the one single action that will make the difference, right? Otherwise, we would have all implemented it and that's it, right? So it is a consistency in the approach. First of all, it needs to be, my personal view, aligned with your leadership style. You don't need to force a different leadership style in something you are not, or that's not aligned with your values. So that's the first. And then throughout my presentation, I will share all the different aspects that we are doing, even practical examples. And then for everybody then to be able to take and pick the few that they think they will work in their context. And then if they want to learn more, I'm available to share even more from my side.
Well, that's very generous of you. Thank you. I'm sure people will take you up on that. Fabio, we talk about change management a lot, and it's a big challenge for the industry. Why is change management so difficult?
Yeah, I think it's, you have thousands of books talking about change management, and it's everybody's noticed that you have always a resistance to change. And I think the first thing is to accept and understanding that everybody will be resistant and a little bit allergic to change at the beginning. So there is the famous changing curve. Everybody will go through the denial phase in a way or another, with the speed of it another. But the first message is we need to be ready that everybody will go through that change curve. I think many times we implement a change hoping that will not happen, and then we are surprised when it's happening again and again. Right? So the first thing is everybody will go to the denial phase, and we need to have tactics and be ready for that to happen, and then be there is enough time, let people being in that phase enough time in order to digest everything, and then transition to the acceptance phase afterwards. So that's the main thing. I think we underestimate that the denial phase will be there. Therefore, changes are even more complicated than they should.
And painful sometimes.
They are, but changes are also needed, of course. I'm saying something obvious, but are also bringing a lot of opportunities for people that are there, eager to test them and to jump into it as an early adopter or to see what positive is in there. And of course, are bringing us out of our comfort zone, which is painful, but it's also the best way to grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you mentioned something important is the early adopter. How do you take and utilize those early adopters to help communicate out to the broader market that this is good, this is positive change, right? How do you utilize them?
I think it's even more basic than that. It is if you have over time built enough trust throughout the organization that people are trusting that there is something positive in the change. They are trusting that you don't have a hidden agenda. They are trusting that that change is for a greater scope and greater good, right? If you have enough people that are trusting it because you have built your reputation over time, then it's much easier to find early adopters because they are basically volunteering and they will jump on the boat, and then you just work with them.
Right, and hopefully it becomes contagious, a good contagion.
Yeah, but you also need to be ready to change your view or the initial plan, right? I always say to people around me, if I take a decision, I expect you to come to my office, and if you disagree, to tell me. There are two possible scenarios afterwards. Either you convince me that my decision was the wrong one, and I will be very happy to change my mind, or you don't convince me, so I will not change the decision. In the end, I still need to take the decision, but the person will get credit for trying. So it's anyhow a winning to come and challenge in a positive way any decision. And if we all do this on a regular basis, we will all take better decisions.
It's fantastic. I like that very much. So I understand that this is the first time you're going to be at Palm Springs. You've never been to our event, and yet you accepted my invitation to be our keynote speaker, which is very brave, I think. So tell us, what do you expect from Palm Springs, and what are you hoping as an attendee and a speaker to go home with?
Yeah, no, I heard a lot about the event multiple years. For many reasons, I could not participate in the previous one, so I sent people from my team to attend on my behalf. So I was very close to the event throughout all these years. And everybody was coming back with very good insights. So I'm looking forward to attend this year. And for me, it's all about network and learning something new. So being exposed to too often we are only internally focused. So we network within the company, and we don't have so many occasions to network with other companies that they can be very different from us, but the issues and the challenges and the day-to-day struggles are the same. So we can learn so much from each other, and when you put so many people in the same place, only magic can happen.
Absolutely.
So I'm expecting magic. Let's see if
you're expecting magic. That's a big bar. I hope we're going to aim to deliver for sure. Well, Fabio, I thank you so much for your time. I'm so looking forward to your presentation on day 2 at Palm Springs. Mark your calendars, everyone. It's April 22nd to the 24th, and Fabio's keynote is on the 23rd in the morning. So get up bright and early so you can catch his presentation. Thank you so much, Fabio.
Thanks to you. Have a nice day.
Same to you.